Hello and welcome to the Resilience Lounge, the podcast dedicated to helping you find light in the everyday. I'm your host, and I'm so glad you've chosen to spend some time with me today. We live in a world that constantly pulls for our attention, a world of deadlines, notifications, and endless to do lists. In this relentless pace, it's easy to feel like we're just surviving. But what about thriving? What about joy? I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself a simple yet profound question. When was the last time you felt pure, unadulterated joy? Not just happiness from an achievement, but that simple, radiant feeling that warms you from the inside out. If you're struggling to remember, you are not alone. So many of us have let joy become a background character in the story of our lives. Today, we're going to change that. We're going to talk about the single most powerful tool for shifting your perspective and welcoming joy back into the driver's seat: gratitude. So, why do we lose our connection to joy in the first place? It's not a personal failing, it's often a side effect of modern life. One of the biggest culprits is what psychologists call the negativity bias. Our brains are hardwired from ancient times to scan for threats, problems, and dangers. It was a great survival tool on the savannah, but in today's world, it means we naturally focus on what's wrong: the traffic jam, the critical email, the bill that's due, instead of what's right. Then there's the comparison trap, amplified 1,000 times by social media. We scroll through curated highlight reels of other people's lives, and our own life can suddenly feel lacking. We see their promotions, their vacations, their perfect families, and the gap between our reality and their polished image becomes a breeding ground for discontent. Joy can't flourish when it's constantly being measured against an impossible standard. Beyond comparison, there's another joy thief lurking in our modern culture: the cult of productivity. We are conditioned to believe that every moment of our day must be optimized, accounted for, and productive. We wear busy as a badge of honor. This relentless pressure to do more, achieve more, and be more leaves very little room for unstructured time. Joy doesn't typically flourish in a color coded schedule. It often appears in the spontaneous, unscheduled moments: the lingering conversation, the walk with no destination, the freedom to be bored and see where your mind wanders. When we worship at the altar of productivity, we sacrifice the very idleness that joy needs to breathe. This leads us to the hedonic treadmill. It's the idea that we chase after things: a new job, a new car, a new relationship, believing they will bring us lasting happiness. And they do for a little while, but soon that new thing becomes the new normal, and we're back to where we started, looking for the next external source of happiness. We're running and running, but our baseline level of joy stays the same. It's an exhausting cycle that keeps true, lasting joy just out of reach. Let's add two more silent joy assassins to our list: perfectionism and the fear of vulnerability. Perfectionism tells us that joy is conditional. It's something to be earned only after we've achieved a flawless outcome. We delay celebration and satisfaction, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect job, the perfect life. But life is inherently imperfect, messy, and unpredictable. By waiting for perfection, we are essentially postponing joy indefinitely. It's the constant sense that I'll be happy when, which is a finish line that always moves. Then there's the fear of vulnerability. Joy is a deeply vulnerable emotion. To feel truly joyful is to open ourselves up, and our brains, ever protective, can interpret this openness as a risk. What if this good feeling is taken away? What if I don't deserve it? What if people judge me? It can feel safer to keep joy at arm's length, to temper our excitement and stay in a more neutral, less vulnerable state of being. But in doing so, we rob ourselves of the very experiences that make life rich and meaningful. But what if I told you there's a way to step off that treadmill? a way to counteract the negativity bias and inoculate yourself against the comparison trap. This is where the transformative power of gratitude comes in. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties in your life. It's not toxic positivity. It's about consciously shifting your focus. It's the intentional practice of seeking out and acknowledging the good that is already present in your life, no matter how small. And this isn't just a feel good idea, it's backed by science. When you practice gratitude, your brain chemistry literally changes. You get a surge of rewarding neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, the same chemicals that antidepressants target. Studies using MRI scans have shown that practicing gratitude can lead to greater activation in the medial prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain associated with learning and decision making. Essentially, the more you practice gratitude, the more you are wiring your brain to find and focus on the positive. You are actively training your mind to see the good. Let's go a little deeper into the neuroscience here because it's fascinating. When you consciously practice gratitude, you are essentially giving your brain a workout. It stimulates two crucial regions, the hypothalamus, which regulates stress, and the ventral tegmental area, a core part of the brain's reward circuitry. Think of it like this. Every time you acknowledge something good, you're firing a specific neural pathway. The more you do it, the more myelinated and efficient that pathway becomes. This is the essence of neuroplasticity. You are literally paving a neural superhighway for positivity. This process also reduces levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Over time, a consistent gratitude practice can lower your baseline stress levels, improve sleep quality, and even reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. It's not just in your head, it's a physical remodeling of your brain for greater well being. This neural reinforcement extends to other areas as well. For instance, gratitude has been shown to boost activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, a brain region that governs empathy, emotional regulation, and self awareness. When you feel grateful, you're more likely to engage in pro social behaviors, like helping others, which in turn creates a positive feedback loop of social connection and well being. Furthermore, gratitude has a fascinating effect on our perspective of the past. It can help reframe negative memories, allowing us to find appreciation for the lessons learned or the strength gained from difficult experiences. This is not about erasing the pain, but about integrating it into our life story in a way that fosters resilience rather than resentment. It's a powerful mental shift, moving from why did this happen to me to what did I learn from this? So, how do we make gratitude a habit rather than a fleeting thought? It starts with simple, consistent practices. One of the most effective methods is keeping a gratitude journal. Every night before bed, write down 3 to 5 things from your day that you are grateful for. Be specific. Instead of just writing, I'm grateful for my family, try, I'm grateful for the way my partner made me laugh today when I was feeling stressed. This specificity helps you relive the positive emotion. Another wonderful practice is the gratitude jar. Find a simple jar and keep slips of paper and a pen nearby. Whenever something good happens or you feel a moment of gratitude, write it down and put it in the jar. On a tough day or at the end of the year, you can open the jar and read through all the amazing moments, big and small, that you might have otherwise forgotten. It's a physical manifestation of the goodness in your life. And finally, express it. Don't just feel gratitude, share it. Send a text to a friend telling them why you appreciate them. Thank the barista for making your coffee perfectly. Write a letter to someone who made a difference in your life. Gratitude multiplies when it's shared. It not only boosts your own well being, but strengthens your relationships and creates a ripple effect of positivity. The very fabric of our day in more active ways. Consider the gratitude walk. This is a simple mindfulness practice where you take a familiar walk around your neighborhood, a park, even just to your car. but with a new intention. Your sole purpose is to notice things that you are grateful for. You might notice the intricate pattern of a leaf, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birdsong, or the smile of a stranger. It trains your brain to find beauty and goodness in the ordinary, turning a mundane walk into a treasure hunt for joy. Another powerful, more advanced technique is called mental subtraction. This involves consciously imagining your life without a specific positive thing you normally take for granted. Spend a few moments visualizing what your day to day existence would be like without your best friend, your comfortable home, or even your ability to see. It might sound negative, but the effect is profound. By temporarily picturing its absence, you return to the present with a renewed and often intense appreciation for what you have. It cuts through the noise of daily life and reminds you of the true value of the blessings that surround you. Let's extend this practice to our relationships. So often we fall into the habit of focusing on what we wish were different in our partners, our friends, or our family members. We see their flaws, their annoying habits, the ways they fall short of our expectations. A gratitude practice can radically transform our connections with others. Make a conscious effort to look for the good in the people you love. What do you appreciate about them? What qualities do they have that you admire? How do they make your life better? You can even take this a step further and create a relationship gratitude journal. Each day, write down one thing you are grateful for about a specific person in your life. It could be as simple as, I'm grateful my partner took out the trash without being asked, or as deep as, I'm grateful for the way my friend listens without judgment. This practice not only changes your perception of them, but also softens your own heart and makes you a more loving and appreciative presence in their lives. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds lovely, but what about the days when gratitude feels impossible? What about when you're facing a real crisis or you're just in a funk and the idea of writing down three good things feels inauthentic or even like a lie? This is a crucial point. Forcing gratitude can backfire. The goal is not to paper over your real feelings with a veneer of positivity. The goal is to gently and honestly scan for the good that coexists with the bad. Practicing gratitude is the foundation. It shifts your perspective from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. And once you're operating from that place, you create fertile ground for joy to grow. Reclaiming joy isn't just about feeling grateful, it's about using that grateful mindset to actively engage with the world in a more joyful way. This is where we learn to embrace joy. It starts with being present. So much of our anxiety comes from worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. Joy lives in the now. When you're drinking your morning coffee, don't just gulp it down while scrolling on your phone. Take a moment to truly experience it. Feel the warmth of the mug in your hands. Savor the rich aroma. Taste the flavor. This simple act of mindfulness can transform a mundane routine into a moment of simple pleasure. From this presence, you can begin to practice what I call joy spotting. Just like bird watching, you are actively looking for small moments of joy throughout your day. It could be the sight of the sun filtering through the leaves on a tree. It could be the sound of children laughing in a park. It could be the satisfaction of crossing a small task off your list. Joy isn't always a grand fireworks in the sky event. More often, it's a collection of tiny, beautiful moments that we fail to notice because we're not looking for them. When you start joy spotting, you'll be amazed at how much of it is already around you. We can take joy spotting a step further with a technique psychologists call savoring. Savoring is the act of intentionally prolonging and intensifying a positive experience. It's about not just noticing a moment of joy, but truly lingering in it. There are three main ways to practice savoring. First, there's anticipatory savoring, looking forward to a positive event and imagining the pleasure it will bring. Second, there's savoring the moment, being fully present and aware during the experience itself, using all your senses to absorb the details. And third, there's reminiscing, looking back on a positive memory to re experience the joy you felt. The next time you spot a moment of joy, don't just move on. Pause, take a mental snapshot. Notice the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts associated with it. By actively savoring, you're not just experiencing joy, you're amplifying it, stretching it out, and embedding it more deeply into your memory and your being. Finally, embrace play. As adults, we often forget how to play. We become so serious, so focused on productivity and responsibility. But play is essential for our well being. It's not frivolous, it's a vital source of joy, creativity, and connection. So, what did you love to do as a child? Was it painting, dancing, building things, riding a bike? Give yourself permission to do something just for the fun of it, with no goal or outcome in mind. Dance in your kitchen while cooking dinner, sing loudly in the car, be silly, let go of the need to be perfect, and just enjoy the process. But what happens when our joy is tested? What happens when life throws us a curveball, a setback, a disappointment, a loss? This is where the third pillar of a thriving life comes into play: resilience. Gratitude and joy are not just fair weather friends, they are the very fuel for our resilience. Think of it this way: a consistent practice of gratitude and joy spotting builds up a reservoir of positive emotional energy. When adversity strikes, you're not starting from empty. You have a foundation of strength to draw upon. Imagine two great oak trees standing in a field. On the surface, they look identical: strong, tall, with sprawling branches. A fierce storm rolls in with howling winds and torrential rain. One tree is ripped from the ground, its roots shallow and weak. The other tree bends and sways, its leaves torn, but it remains standing when the sun returns. The difference was its root system, deep and extensive, anchored firmly in the earth. A gratitude practice is like tending to that root system. Every moment of gratitude, every instance of joy you savor is like a root growing deeper, seeking out nourishment. These roots are not just for the sunny days, they are your anchor in the storms. When life's inevitable challenges arise, a mind trained in gratitude doesn't deny the storm, but it has a stronger foundation. It can remember the feeling of the sun, even in the midst of the rain. This resilience isn't about being unbreakable. It's about having the deep, flexible strength to bend without breaking and to find the light even after the darkest storms. This resilience also changes how we approach future challenges. A mind accustomed to scanning for and appreciating the good is less likely to be overwhelmed by fear of the unknown. Gratitude builds a kind of psychological immune system. It doesn't prevent you from getting sick with stress or hardship, but it helps you recover more quickly. You begin to trust that even in difficult times, there will be something to hold on to: a supportive friend, a moment of beauty, your own inner strength. This creates a fundamental sense of hopefulness, a belief that you can handle what comes your way. It's the difference between seeing a challenge as a threat versus seeing it as an opportunity for growth. This is the ultimate gift of a gratitude practice. It doesn't just make you feel good now, it equips you with the strength and perspective to navigate the full, complex, and beautiful spectrum of life. As we come to a close, let's bring it all together. We've journeyed from understanding the joy thieves that steal our happiness, like negativity bias and comparison, to discovering the profound, brain changing power of a consistent gratitude practice. We've seen that gratitude is the key that unlocks the door, shifting our perspective from what's missing to what's here. And once that door is open, we can step through and actively embrace joy by being present in the moment, by training our eyes to spot the small wonders around us, and by giving ourselves permission to play. Joy is not a destination you arrive at, it's a way of traveling. It is a conscious choice, a daily practice, and it is available to you right here, right now. Before I leave you with that invitation, I want to guide you through a short, simple gratitude practice right here, right now. There's no need to do anything special, just be where you are. If it feels comfortable for you, you can gently close your eyes. Let's start by taking a slow, deep breath in and a long, full breath out. Now bring to mind one thing, just one thing from your day so far that you are grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. Perhaps it's the taste of your morning coffee, the comfort of the chair you're sitting in, a kind word from a colleague or a stranger. Hold this one thing in your awareness. Notice how it feels in your body to focus on this small, good thing. Is there a sense of warmth, a softening, a lightness? Now let's bring to mind a person in your life you are grateful for. Picture them in your mind's eye. Don't focus on the entire relationship, just on one specific quality you appreciate about them. Maybe it's their laugh, their loyalty, their wisdom. Hold that feeling of appreciation for a moment. Finally, let's offer a moment of gratitude to ourselves, to your body for carrying you through the day, to your mind for its ability to learn and grow, to your heart for its capacity to feel. Just a simple, silent thank you. Now, when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, bringing this sense of gentle appreciation with you. So, here is my invitation to you for this coming week. Start small. Choose just one of the practices we discussed today. Maybe you'll start a gratitude journal, or maybe you'll make a point to joy spot on your walk to work. Whatever you choose, commit to it for 7 days and just notice what happens. Notice any shifts, however subtle, in your mood and your outlook. Thank you so much for joining me on the Resilience Lounge. Remember that you are worthy of joy and it is more accessible than you think. Be kind to yourself, be present, and look for the good. If today's episode spoke to you, like us, follow us, give us a heart. Until next time.